In this video, we're going to calculate correlation. In order to find correlation, I need covariance and standard deviation and expected return. There are canned routines in Excel that do this. I don't want to use those because I want you to see each step of where correlation comes from to get a little better understanding of exactly what's going on. So first, I need returns. So returns, I'm going to assume continuous compounding. So I'm going to equal natural log, ln, open parenthesis. I want the current price or the ending price divided by the beginning price or the price from the month before. So my return for Apple for that month was 4.99%. Can drag this across, double click that down, and my expected return is going to be the average of those returns. So type equal. I'm going to type average slowly, and you see when average appears as the next possible function, press tab, and tab will say, okay, I want to use average. Then use the up arrow key to move up to the cell that you want, and then press period. And you can either go up with the arrow key, you can do page up, or you can do control up. And control up will go all the way to the data stops. Don't put in that extra closing parenthesis, just hit enter. Excel is going to guess that you want that parenthesis. It may ask you, in this case you say yes, but that's faster. So that's my monthly return, and nobody ever talks in monthly terms, they talk in annualized terms. So I won't tell you the return on Apple is expected to be 5.87% per month. I will say return Apple is expected to be 70%, and you know I mean 70% per year. So let's take the return, multiply by 12. I can copy this across, and I have the returns for Exxon. Now I need to find the deviations of returns, because risk is deviation from what I expect. So there's the return for Apple minus its expected return, and use the monthly data because I'm getting the difference over the monthly return. And I'm going to use F4. I don't want to lock down both the column and the row because I want to use this for Exxon. So I just need to lock down the row. And the reason is, if I copy this over to Exxon, it makes the E's into F's, and if I copy this down by doing this, the row never changes. So when you copy like that, it's good to take some random spots, double click, and see that the cells light up, and they're the cells that you want to light up. Now I need to square those deviations. So just the deviation squared, copy it across, copy it down. The variance is going to be the sum divided by n-1 for so sum alt equal, and alt equal, guess what I want to sum up? It was correct. And divide by 3 because I'm dividing by n-1, and there are 4 returns. That's my variance, monthly variance. I want to annualize that, so 12 times that amount. The standard deviation is the square root, and again SQ, and then the square root comes up, tab, and click on that, and that's the monthly standard deviation. To annualize it, I take this and multiply by the square root of 12. And I have that for Apple. I copy across, and I have it for ExxonMobil. Now to do my covariance calculation, what I need is the return from Apple minus its expected return, and I'll lock that down because that cell will never change. Then I multiply that by the return of Exxon minus its expected return. I'll lock that down by pressing F4, and that never changes. And then just double click, and that goes down. For my covariance, I need to sum this up, so alt equal. Now I don't like having all those empty cells, so I can just highlight the ones that I want and divide again by 3. And that is my monthly covariance. I said annualized here, so let's go ahead and make that annualized. So 12 times that amount. My correlation is going to be the covariance divided by the 2 standard deviations. This is an annualized covariance, so divide by the 2 annualized standard deviations, and there we have 0.19. And that's it. That is calculating correlation and covariance. Now let's double check to see that we're right. Equals CORREL, there's correlation. Correlation of the returns for Apple and the returns for ExxonMobil. Enter. And let's make sure that that's correct. I'll add some decimals. and we have the same number to several decimal places. So I feel good that I have that correct.